Hello, and welcome to Repeat. Roll Move Repeat. I'm Sean.
I'm Mandy.
And I'm Sean.
All right, I can't do this. This is ridiculous with the glasses. I can't do this. That's dumb.
Those were our terrible impersonations
I
of
know.
spies. Could you tell? All
I,
right, if we're all doing it, I'm doing it.
I'm
Oh
taking mine
boy.
off. I can take mine off.
I totally forgot that you were doing started out with like a James Bond intro, and then you got to my name. I was like, oh, I should do something clever for my name, and my mind just went blank. I just said, and I'm Sean.
I forgot my name.
So, hi everyone. Welcome to Roll Move Repeat, where cardboard meets chaos. Tonight, if you can see us, we are doing our 007 episode, our hidden roles and hidden movement games that we wanted to talk about tonight. So if you're joining us on YouTube, you can see that we're all dressed up. Some of us a little more than others. I look like a Batman thug. Like Batman's about to come in my lair here and beat me up. And Mandy's got her tux on, and Sean looks like Indiana Jones. So with his bow
Yeah,
tie,
I'm
teaching
the
at the
professor who, is an archaeologist by day and hunts hunts down, fights
Yeah,
fights Nazis and hunts down artifacts at night.
that's pretty fun though.
You should have said you
Runs
were
away from
Dr.
giant bowling
Jones.
balls.
You should have said you
Oh,
were
Dr.
Dr.
Jones.
Jones when
Oh,
you did the intro.
Dr. Jones. Oh, that's
There
good.
you go.
Yeah, let's start over. And
Let's start over again. Let's start over again. And Mandy looks like you're in a lair. Like you just got
I
that
do
black
look like I'm
background.
in a lair. This is my secret lair that you guys didn't know about. This is where I
I'm
live most of the day.
I'm super impressed that you actually had a tuxedo in your house.
I found this in the closet. I wasn't going to go with the tuxedo. I was just going to go with the bow tie and my husband's shirt. But then I found a magical tuxedo. So I do not have tuxedo pants on. We're not going to show you the bottom half, but it'll ruin the image. But yeah, I found
maybe
a tuxedo top. It was pretty
maybe your
awesome.
husband secretly is a spy and you just found his
Maybe. I don't know.
spy getup.
I had to take out the little what is that called? The pocket square, and it
Yeah.
was pink. I feel like that's not very
Unless
that's
he
not
was,
very
well,
spy.
unless he's a waiter.
I
He's moonlighting
feel
as a waiter.
I feel like a waiter in this. I like to put this on. I was like, I look like I wait tables. This is weird. So, at a very fancy restaurant, at least. So,
All right, so before we get to our topic of the night, we're going to start with our most recently played. And as you know, we do these segments and what we've been playing recently. And we're going to start with Mandy tonight. Mandy,
mhm.
can you tell me about this?
So Everdell Duo, if you are familiar with Everdell, it is not a far cry from that. It is for two people only. You can actually what's I say great about this game, although I've never played any other version except the regular one versus one. There is a way to do this cooperatively. I need to sit down and learn that. I don't know that way. But the one versus one is very much similar to regular Everdell. I will say I don't like the cards as much. They're really little, hard to hold in your hands. They're not the big, nice cards from Everdell. But it's a really cool mechanic where they have a way of ending the season for everybody. So it's not like you get to end your season when you want to end it like regular Everdell. It's the game kind of ends it for you, and you might be left without things to do because you didn't because it progressed farther than you wanted it to on your turn. So it's kind of a really cool mechanic, but it's very similar, same artwork, a lot of the same cards, just smaller. Yeah, it's really good, and we don't often play it. I think we kind of forget we have it sometimes, but it's good. I got it at PAX Unplugged 2 years ago, and before I forget, I have it sitting in front of me. The designer is James A. Wilson and Clarissa A. Wilson, and the publisher is Starling Games.
I almost called you
Yeah.
out about it.
Ah,
I had it
so
right there.
close,
I was right. Wait.
so close. I'm
We're
there
getting
looking at it. It's right in front of me, and
we're getting better remembering.
we'll get there
So
one
would
of
you
these
say
days.
the cards are the same size as like the achievements in the regular Everdell? Or are they bigger than those, smaller than
Yeah,
those?
I think they're this. Yes, there's different size cards in the regular Everdell, right?
Yeah.
So the regular one, yeah, the smaller ones in the regular one. I don't remember if it's achievements or what it
Hmm.
is. There's some smaller ones. It's the same size as those, but I just feel like you have to hold them in your hand, and I don't know. I got big hands or something. I'm like, I feel like it's little.
Yeah,
Oh,
little cards like that are fine for like achievements or something that just kind of
right.
sit there. But for something you're
Yeah,
getting, yeah, like when you're getting a handful of them, like it's like
I
just
want
give
a
me the
real
regular size
card.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that is
that is
odd that they made that choice.
yeah. So I don't know if it's just that they were trying to get it out quickly or something, and they're just like that's faster or cheaper. I don't know. No idea, but still same artwork, still same kind of just base game, and yeah, we enjoy playing it when we get it out.
Nice. Okay. All right, we're gonna jump to Sean's now, the other Sean, and Sean, tell me
Dr.
about this.
Jones.
See, I'm curious. I'm curious about this. So you're gonna have to tell me about this because. All right, we'll discuss after. Go ahead.
Well, the game that I played recently is Clank in Space.
And if you're 40,
And
you understand that joke.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good joke.
And it was designed by Paul Denon, and it was published by Direwolf and Renegade Games Studios. So Clank in Space, it's a deck building game, and probably what Sean's gonna comment on. Deck builders are not my favorite kind of game, and we can have a whole separate podcast about that. But Clank in Space. So there's the original game Clank. You're going down into a dungeon. You're trying to steal some treasures from this dragon, then escape before the dragon like wakes up and hunts you down, and kills you. And so Clank in Space is kind of a similar idea in that you guys are you're all pirates or
Space pirates?
pirates or space pirates, something like that. And you get onto this spaceship and you're trying to get to the other end of the spaceship to steal some things and make it out before the evil overlord or whoever owns the spaceship finds you. And so there's some things in Clank of Space that I liked a lot more than regular Clank. Um, Probably most notably, I like the fact that before you can get to the other end of the ship to get your stuff, you have to kind of unlock a couple things you can get through. So you don't have the case where somebody just like basically just makes a beeline for an artifact and then like gets out to start the whole like end gaming process. So you have a little more time because you get to go around and find some more things. I also like that there's like some fast travel methods that you can do. There's like this teleporter that you can use. There's this like kind of like this big elevator thing in the middle. But then once everybody starts stealing artifacts, that stuff gets locked. So some of that stuff gets locked down. So it was interesting. I would definitely play it again. I still don't love deck builders, but this was a decent one, and yeah, it was fun.
That's what I was gonna go down. I'm like, you and deck builders. You know, we've talked about this place is like, it's a deck builder. I don't want to play it. You know,
Yes, which much to my wife's chagrin because she loves deck builders
I
and
love deck builders.
she laments that I will not willing to play them very frequently. So I think she'll probably really like this game.
I,
Next time your
Mm.
cousin comes and brings it, we'll have to play it with her.
I
Yeah.
have it. It's sitting right next to me, and I've
Oh,
never opened it. Allison was going around somewhere, and it was sitting on the side of the road, unopened, shrink wrapped, everything, just sitting on the side of the road.
Oh,
And she drove around and went back and got it when it was still sitting there. So I have it. I haven't played it, so I think that's my cue to bust it out and play it now.
I think
So
it's so weird that it was shrink wrapped. Did she like steal it? Did she not realize she stole?
no, no, she told me exactly. There was like another game, Pandemic, that was sitting with it, which
Oh,
I already have Pandemic. So she's like, well,
oh, you should have picked it up for me. I didn't have
oh
it.
well, I didn't know you back then.
Oh, this is a long time ago.
Yeah,
Never
it's
mind.
about like 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, um, yeah. So
uh,
I
one
have
other
it.
one other thing I forgot about the game is that so there's other deck builders where there's kind of like there's it's like the holy grail cards like if if you can save up for them and then and they show up you get them and you're almost guaranteed to win a game with them. But I don't feel like this game really had that, but they had a lot of cards that kind of synchronize with each other. So like if you get like these orange cards, like there's certain factions, then you play multiples during your turn, then they get more powerful. So I liked that aspect. It kind of gave you it kind of geared you towards wanting to go in on buying cards for one faction instead of just kind of like whatever the best card was.
Mhm.
There's that I thought that was I appreciated that.
That's cool. Yeah, because I remember when we played, what was that other game? Ascension,
Hmm.
and you had those like Mechana cards that were seven,
Oh,
eight
so,
points, and you
all
spent
right, so whoever buys
$7 or $8, and
Mechanic, yeah, whoever if you could afford the Mechanic cards, then you basically won the game.
yeah, I remember that. So, um, yeah. So, anyways, all right. Uh, so we're gonna have to play this again. All three of us. We're gonna have to figure this out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on Board Game Arena. Thank God. But anyways,
Can make you play it.
nope, not on that. All right. We're gonna jump to mine now. It's gonna be funny because here's a surprise. We're not talking about Kavango, but we're talking about
Still
Sanctuary.
animals.
We're talking about Sanctuary, an Ark Nova game. So if it's not Kavango, it's Ark Nova. If it's not Ark Nova, it's Kavango.
You know.
So we're going to talk about Sanctuary, which is my recently played. I actually just got this game. It's by Matthias Wig, put out by Fierland Spiel. If you know Ark Nova is a build and manage a zoo. If this game is you're building a zoo, and tile placement matters. So if you're joining us on YouTube right now, you can see on the screen those hex tiles. Each hex tile is either an animal, a building, or a project. And depending on where you put them matters, because if you put if you put a male and a female next to each other, you get this bonus tile, which then helps you later on for achievements. If you have this animal tile that is a pretty big animal, it needs a lot of room to roam, you're going to burn a spot in your zoo to put that roaming area for them. There's actually, I forget the name of animals, but there's two animals where male, female, where you try to get them together, and oh my god, it's dang near impossible. It's a fun game. It's a lot different. There's no money. Again, you're not managing, you're just building a zoo. It is a lot of fun. We've played 4 games in a matter of 3 days. We got my son to play it, who liked it. It wasn't his favorite. He still likes Kavango. But Alice and I played it, and it was a lot of fun. I'm waiting to play again. I want to bring it to you guys to show you this game. I think you guys will really like this game.
What did it take as long as Ark Nova, or is it a lot shorter?
No, that's why we were able to play. That's why we were able to play, almost 5 games. I think again, the first game took us like about just under 2 hours because again, we were learning the game, reading the instructions and everything else. The last time we played it, Elsa and I, we had it done in just about an hour. There can be some problems with this because if you play with someone with analysis paralysis, they and again, placing the hexes, it could lead to long turns in between your turn to the next one. Other than that, I have no problem with this game. This game's really good. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to
I'm looking
play
forward
it.
to trying it.
Yep. We're gonna definitely play it. I'll have to bring it over. Yeah, because it's not on Board Game Arena again. So thank God. But
I can't believe I didn't even know it was coming out.
yeah,
I love Ark Nova, and I had no idea this even existed.
I saw it at PAX Unplugged when we were there, and I saw they had a bunch of tables set up, and but it seemed like everyone was like lining up for that game.
Oh.
Makes
So
sense.
it was really hard to get to sit down in front of it. But
I
yeah,
got it.
so we'll have to bring it. I'll have to
Cool.
bring it over. Allison
Yeah,
will
you
play. It's
should.
a 5-player, so you can play 5 players. So it's really good.
Love a good 5-player.
Yep.
Good.
Very good.
Nice.
All right. So that's our recently played. We're going to jump to our topic of the night, which is social deduction and hidden role games. We started this a while back. Actually, Sean and Mandy started talking about this and about hidden roles and secret deduction games and stuff like that. And then we started talking a little bit more and more about this. And we thought let's do it as an episode. So we actually reprogrammed ourselves a little bit. We were supposed to do a different episode tonight, but we decided that this was, since it's our 007 episode, and to signify the bond, then Mandy's inner villain, we decided to go and put this and do this episode tonight. And we had some spirited discussions about this, about some games that should have been on this, like Clue, and we I'm not going to say who was it that was pro getting Clue on the list, even though there was some anti-Clue, and I'm not going to say who that was, not pointing at myself here, but again, social deduction, hidden roles, the ones that there's someone hiding in right in plain sight and you're trying to figure out who it is. So
Like a spy.
like a spy.
Like a
Sean's
007
always the
spy.
I just feel like in Bond films, there's a lot of murder too, and that Clue is very murdery. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're not. You're not. Clue's not on the list. Clue is not
I know
on the
it's
list.
not, but it should have been.
No, it's
Anyway.
not. All right, we're gonna jump to Sean. Sean's gonna start us off with his first one here, and let's take it away, Sean. Tell us what it is.
All right. So, The Resistance, which was designed by Don Eskridge and published by Indie Boards and Cards. So, if you've ever played a game like Werewolf or Mafia, which is a game that I was playing in college, years ago, the idea is that everybody gets a card at the beginning of the game, identifying you as a member of you know you kind of either a good guy or like the bad guy. So the resistance is kind of similar. You're going to start. You're going to get a card. You're either a member of the resistance, which is the good guys, or the spies, the bad guys. Um, but one of the big differences between this game and those like Mafia and Werewolf is that nobody is eliminated round by round. Everybody stays in for the entire game. So what happens is each round there's a mission, and so there's a leader. There's a leader, and the leader picks who's going to go on the mission, and the leader changes each round. It kind of goes on clockwise fashion. So each person gets to decide who they're going to take, and so the leader decides to take who's they're going to take on the missions. There's often a lot of arguing as suspicions start to mount. Um, and then the mission launches, and then everybody who's on the mission will kind of secretly play a card that either says succeed or fail. They're shuffled and revealed, and then if any card is a fail, then the mission fails, and then all the arguing continues. Uh, so like I said, I like the fact in this one, like nobody is eliminated, so nobody's sitting out. There's, it's not like oh, this person's been kicked out, this person has been murdered, so they just kind of sit and wait till the game ends to start the next one. Now, it may become obvious if one particular player is a spy, but they still get to participate. They may become the leader in one if it just happens to turn around. And we, Sean and I, we play this game a lot. Um,
We did.
Back at one of our a previous job, a lot of our coworkers and I, we'd have like these like at lunch or like after work, we'd get a bunch of us, like just like maybe like 8 or 10 of us at times, and we play this game a lot. I think some of us got a little burnt out. There's just a lot because we
Yeah.
didn't play it a lot, but we had some wild and absolutely such fun games. This is definitely a game that's better with more people. I think this is an excellent party game, and games go quick. We could, you know, a typical game might take just like 30 minutes until like one side has either won or lost. Um, and we could bang out like 3 or 4 games in a single session. So it was a lot of fun. Um, I know some people in our group will not play this anymore because they got sick of it or they just got tired of all the arguing. But we did have a lot of fun playing this game.
So the one thing that I remember about this game was that if, say, everyone believes the spy is the leader, you can negate what they say. Like you can negate that. Like, no, I reject your taking that party. And then what will happen is that if that happens twice, that means that there's enough, you know, scarce. Like everyone's scared of each other, and everyone's like little, like trying to figure out who. And if it happens twice, the corporation win automatically.
Oh,
So
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that, and the other thing that brings up, and you were talking about playing, is that we would always fight about who was the spy. We had a friend of ours named Ben who we would joke was the spy, and actually even now, like we'll still send little text messages to him. I'll be like, Ben's the spy, and I get the eye roll because
Your kid's money. He's like, I am not the spy. Yeah. Because what was ironic is that he was almost never the spy. He almost never got it, but that just became a running joke. And then there's certain other people like Sean
me.
would frequently be the spy, and somehow we just always believed it's like oh yeah, no, Sean said, oh my gosh, he did it again. How did he do it to us again?
Yeah, no, and then, like yeah, the fun part was like the one I got it back to back. We were playing it back to back, and I got the spy both rounds.
I, I remember I remember that. And the second time you're saying like guys, what are the odds I'd be the spy 2 times in a row? We're like, yeah, I guess that's a good point. And sure enough, you were twice in a row. Like, oh, Sean got us again.
Funny.
Oh, I love that.
How many people can play it? Is it like a certain number, or can you kind of
I
go unlimited?
I think it's
I
up
mean, I
to
think there's
12.
yeah, I mean, I think
Wow.
there's a limit. There's a limited number of cards in there, but I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Okay.
I think it was
yeah.
up
I
to
mean,
12. I have it sitting on my shelf there. I'm not going to get up and get it, but it's over there somewhere. So we'll have to look that up. But it's definitely a fun game. We need a bunch of people to play it though.
Okay.
yeah.
So, all right, Mandy, we're gonna
I'm
jump.
up.
Oh, go ahead. You ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
All
What am
right.
I doing? Which one?
You're gonna go to
Oh, it's
yours.
a good one. So this one is kind of like Clue.
Oh wait,
So got it right in
Uh,
there.
so
Called Outfoxed.
would you say that you outfoxed Sean
I
getting
did.
this game
I
in?
I didn't
Did.
even know what this game is. All right, let's let her go,
Called
and then we're gonna discuss.
Outfoxed. It's a great game. It's the designer is Colt Tipiton Johnson, Sharon Leon, and Marissa Pena, and the publisher is Game Right. And I have it right here. I even brought it because it's so good. I don't know if you can see it with my stupid background
I
here.
can see it. Yeah.
There you go. So it's a really good game. It's more of a kids game. I don't think that we'd ever pull it out just like the four of us hanging out, with
So
Josh or
there's no
anything. Like
murders.
there's nothing like that. It's just you're trying to deduce it's a cooperative game. You're trying to deduce which fox, I think it's like stole a pie or something like that. And the fox is trying to get away. And there's ways to that the fox, I forgot exactly how. I think it's if you roll dice a certain way or something, the fox ends up moving. And you can kind of make it harder or easier depending on the children you're playing with and their age and how many times they played. But you can make the fox move faster, which is harder because then he gets to the end faster or slower, but you have all these cards around the table and you're just flipping them over and decide you there's ways to put these other cards into this little like secret device and you open it and see if if the person was wearing a scarf, let's just say. So then like, oh, anybody with a scarf, they're out. And so you can just delete all the ones with scarves. So it's just more of a deduction game and it's great because it's based for kids, but we always had a really good time with it, even though, we're adults and we loved playing with the kids, and it's one of the only ones my kids would play. So yeah, it's a really great one. I would highly suggest it for people with kids.
Hmm. I mean, okay. So like, I'm a little. I don't know what to say. Like, I see. I never heard of this game before. Like, I heard of the game, but I was
Okay.
like, all right, whatever. And
Yeah,
then now, yeah, now you kind of snuck that past me.
it's a good one, and
That.
it's not. I mean, it's deduction. Is
Mhm.
it social deduction? I
Mm.
don't know. You're trying to find out which fox did it. So you're socially deducing which fox did it. I don't know. I don't personally like lying to people and being mean, so I don't usually play social deduction games. So I was limited in my choices. So
Well, that actually goes to. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
I was just gonna. I remember seeing. I remember used to see this game, and I'd heard about it, and that people had said it was good for kids, and we never got it. Now my kids are teenagers, so
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if they'd be interested in it, but now, but yes, I was always curious how this game was, but we have. I mean, I have
Good.
friends with little kids, and
Mhm.
yeah, it might be worth them checking this out.
I always suggest it for
Um,
people who are looking to play board games with their kids. It's really good. We played it for a while. Like it wasn't like they stopped when they're 5 or something. They were older when they stopped. So I'd say like 10 or something even.
yeah.
All right.
I think Sean has a new member of his family who might
Yeah.
be interested in this game in a few years.
Yes, yes. Breaking news. Breaking news. Actually, I forgot to do this in the beginning, but breaking news: my daughter Angelica and her husband just had a baby girl, so I am now a grandfather. So
Yay.
thank you, Angelica and Giancarlo,
Yay.
for making me a grandfather. And she is beautiful. Pictures will probably be up on the site at some point when everything is being released. We're still telling everyone. So, but yeah, there's pictures of me holding the little baby, but and then we'll have to get her to play this. So now,
Yeah.
actually, there's a new game I'm gonna have to go get now. Actually, I'll just
Yeah.
well, I'll.
You can just probably use mine because
Yeah.
my kids are old enough. They're not going to play anymore.
I didn't
I
want
didn't
to
even know
speak
we
for
still
you.
had
I didn't want to speak for you. I just wanted to make sure. But
Dude, are any pictures of you teaching her the rules of Kavango yet?
um, Riker is gonna teach her that.
Ugh.
I'm gonna teach her. I'm gonna teach her the next one because Mandy doesn't like lying, so I'm gonna teach her how to lie because the
Oh.
grandfathers always cause the mischief.
Mm.
So my next game.
Great thing to teach your granddaughter. I'm gonna teach
Right.
you how to
Teach
lie
you to lie.
effectively.
My next game is Blood on the Clock Tower. This is put out, created by Stephen Medway and published by Pandemonium Institute. And actually, if you look right behind me, right there, it's right on my shelf, right next to me. So this game is one of the better social deduction games that are out there. Actually, it's probably one of the best. Sit Down and Shut Up did a whole thing on this right before it was released on Kickstarter, and it went crazy. Everyone loves this game. People are still looking for it. I was talking to someone at work, and they were like, I just got it, but I have no one to play with. And I'm like, oh, funny you should mention, if you can get a few people to play it, or a few people to come, I'll run it because I do it in Arlington at their after school program for team building. Like, no better way to team build than to lie to your coworkers. Yay. But anyways, this game is a hidden deduction, hidden role move game. Basically, what it is that someone is the demon killing by night and hiding in plain sight by day. It's better than werewolf, and the only reason I say that, and it's better than mafia, because if you die, you're not out. So the way it works is that each night the demon, whoever it is, points to a person and they're out of the game, but they're not out of the game. They're a ghost. So they still get one more vote for the rest of the game. And then everyone during the day is trying to figure out who that person is. And then there's an where they get everyone together and they point to take someone out of the game. And again, they're not out of the game. They are still a ghost from behind. So and they still have one vote. So they can use that at any point, at any time during the game, and it can swing things so much. The demon will have minions to help them. Everyone has a power. So unlike Mafia or Werewolf, where you have like the townsfolk, or the citizen, I forget what it is, a Mafia, and everyone has some sort of power. So it's not like you're sitting there going, all right, great, I just sit here and try to figure out who it is, and I listen to everyone else, bicker and complain and argue and see who do I believe the most. So it's a really, really cool thing. The only thing is when you're eliminated from the game, your powers don't work. So when you're murdered or executed, your powers do not work anymore. So again, that's the one disadvantage. So you try to stay alive as long as you can. But it's a really, really fun game. Really well done. I met Steven at PAX and I jumped right on board and it was great. One of the funny things about this game, and I'll tell this one little story. And hello, Patricia. No, I'm kidding. Diana. I always so Arlington Public Schools. I run it for them, and I tell this story all the time that I was running one of the games, and two people got up from the circle and went off and had a secret conversation. Then two more people got up, and this was like a 10 player game. Two more people got up and went over. Soon I looked over, and everyone was in this secret conversation off to the side, and no one was in the circle. Like everyone was there. I'm like, guys, you could have this conversation, whatever, fine. So it was kind of one of those things where everyone just got up and walked away. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to stand here and wait for the time here. So, but yeah, it's totally a fun game if you get a chance to play it. Best played around if you have 8 players, but better if you have more. And it's very chaotic, very chaotic. So
I think it helps if you're the person who's the storyteller is experienced, right? I've kind of
yeah,
gotten that
okay,
impression.
yeah, I forgot to mention the storyteller. So there's a storyteller. So unlike Mafia and Werewolf, where someone's like, close your eyes, open your eyes, close your eyes, open your eyes, the storyteller helps sway things if they can. They try to keep it fun and lively and keep it so that way no one team is running away with the win. So there's not evil's not winning completely and just annihilating the good team, and the good team's not annihilating the evil team. Again, within reason. There are some things that the storyteller can do and can't do depending on which version of the game you're playing. So there's some where they can't lie at all. There's some where I can say whatever I want. I can lie if I want to, as long as it's within the scope of my role in the game. So, and it's not hard to become a storyteller. It's not hard to learn the game. It's reading the rules and just following this little sheet going right down the list. So it's totally a fun game. Totally worth it. If you get a chance to play it, totally play it.
Do you own this one?
I do. It's right there, right behind me.
Oh, right. You said that.
Right there.
Right.
Yep.
We should try to come up with a big group because this one I played it a long time ago. I'm not usually into these games, but this one was very different. But we should try to get a big group together, maybe for your birthday.
You
Totally. Hey,
you
Sean
you played
Conn.
it at my you played it at my 40th birthday. I
I
think it's
did.
where you met a lot of these
Yep.
a lot of these folks.
It
Yep, my
is.
40th birthday, we had a big gathering at my place, and Sean brought the Clock Tower and ran a couple games.
Yep. And that
Yep.
was before it even came out. I had that before
Yeah,
it even
I
came out.
remember you were
That's
very
right, yeah.
excited.
Yep. I was super
Yep.
excited to play it. Yep. Yeah. And then you met me, and now you're doing a podcast with me. So I'm sorry.
We got to play it before it got cool.
We did.
True. Very true.
We're trendsetters. Even though I haven't played it since.
All right. We're going to jump to my second game now. My second game is The Thing, Infection at Outpost 31. Justin Erickson and Mark Simpson were the creators of this, and it's put out by the Opt Games. If anybody knows The Thing, the movie back in the, I think it was the 80s, um, had starred Kurt Russell. It was also based on a book called Who Goes There. There was also a game called Who Goes There. This is the better of the two games. I try not to bash any games. However, Who Goes There and The Thing are completely different in terms of how the game plays. And Sean and I played this before. And the one thing we both agreed on with this is that in this game, the thing, there's a way for the thing to screw around with the missions that you have to go on. So with Who Goes There, there wasn't. So let me talk about the thing first. The thing is trying to take over the world. And the way it takes over the world is getting on the helicopter at the end of the scenario and taking off to the mainland so we can spread around and take over Earth. However, as people that live in the outpost, you're trying to prevent the thing from escaping to the mainland. How do you do that? By not letting them on the helicopter. So it plays a little while. It takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It starts off, everyone chooses a character, and then there's little missions you have to go on. And the way it works is that the mission says we need to find a petri dish. And so you take the people that are coming on the mission, similar to like what we just talked about the resistance. You say, I'm taking so and so and so and so. We're going to go on this mission, and then everyone has to give a card. And in the cards, like someone can give a petri dish, someone can give something that doesn't. If they don't have one, they don't give it. It doesn't hurt anything. But someone can sabotage the mission and put a sabotage card in there. So again, it can screw things up. So then at that point, you know someone is the thing. We house ruled it. So that way, the first time we added an extra human to our, so I think we played 4 players, and we added an extra human card. So there was a possibility none of us were the thing to start. And then later on, we did make sure that someone had the thing, and we played it that way. So there was a little bit of like, could everyone be good, or could someone just be a jerk? So it was a lot of fun. When you do the missions, you have 3 sections of the base you have to go through. You have to find something, and then you have to beat the thing, the first little thing. So it's a little tiny little miniature, and then the second one gets bigger and bigger. So it's a really, really cool game. The problem with Who Goes There that I'm gonna talk about really quick was that there was nothing to show that they were the thing. There was nothing to show that they were that person that was gonna screw with anything. So you just played the game like you could play it just like you were playing a game, and it had nothing to do with it. And if you had that one person that got the thing that was kind of upset that they were the thing, they can screw it up and infect everyone. And just like, if I'm not winning, I don't care. No one's going to win type thing. So there was a couple things with that. With this one here, it was really cool. Like, again, it was not like you're infecting everyone. You're just trying to get off and make it to the mainland so that way you can infect the world. So it was a really, really cool game. So
Cool. Sounds
Yeah,
fun.
I remember when we played the Who Goes There. I think we played it twice, and I kind of felt at the end it's like there wasn't anything, there was no missions that had to be done. There was no way for the to kind of as you're saying, identify um who was the hidden person. And so that person could just be really quiet, and then suddenly at the end, we're all trying to get in the helicopter, and then just like an argument, it's like, okay, we have no idea who is real and who's the thing, and we just kind of like be just like almost get this guessing game of like I guess we'll just roll a die and just
yeah,
and see who's the odd person out and hope that we
yeah,
guess right.
yeah.
Hmm.
This solved that
So
really well, and I love it. I love
yeah.
this
Are they
game.
relate? Like, I know they're about the same exact movie and stuff, but are they like put out by the same people? And this
No,
one's just a newer version. They're just
nope. Two
completely
different
unrelated
companies.
games.
This one here, so the other one was very cartoonish. They still use the same people from the movie and from the book and
Mm.
everything else, which was fine. It was very cartoony looking. This one here is very much like they took pictures and of what the people could look like and everything else, what they were described in the book. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, no, it was again, Who Goes There had a second edition. I never played it.
Mm.
I got rid of it because I was just like, this is not going to make it. We didn't like it. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to keep a game that I didn't like, unfortunately.
The second
But
edition may have solved some of its issues, but
yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
we'll never know.
Nope, we'll never know. It used to sit right there on my shelf, and now it is no longer there.
Yeah.
The book, the Everdell box, is taking over that spot, so
Mm.
that's a good thing. So, all right, we're gonna go to Mandy's number 2,
All right.
and I love this game.
Number 2. I love it. I brought my version because I wanted to
Look
show.
at you with show and tell tonight.
I know, right? Look at it's from
You're
stupid background.
way
Okay,
more
you can
prepared
almost
than the rest of us.
Okay, you can almost see it. You can't really see it. Sorry, background's in the way. Um, my version's from 1985 specifically, and I was
Wow.
trying to look up everything so I could get the exact right designers. Literally, there's nowhere that says this version. I don't know why. It is Milton Bradley. I can tell you that because I'm looking at the box.
I remember the
But
commercials. I remember the commercials on TV
right?
for Scotland Yard
So
back
good.
then.
I love this game so much. The designer, I think it's the designer from the multiple designers from the original are Manfred Burgraff, Dorothy Garrels, Wolf Hoermann, Fritz Ifland, Werner Shearer, and Werner Schlegel. We're gonna
Okay.
hope I pronounced both of those
Good
correctly.
job.
And if you're
So
listening, any of those people, we apologize for massacring your
so
names.
sorry.
Please message us, email us, find us on Facebook,
Sorry.
and let us
I-
know, and we will
I
apologize
went
profusely.
with right. I went with the hopefully German pronunciation. So this game, if you haven't played, I mean, it's been out since the 70s. So, but if you've never played it, it's definitely a game. It's a classic, but it is worth playing. There's one person that gets to be Mr. X that goes around London. He has a piece, but the piece is not usually on the board. He keeps track on a little separate sheet as to where he's going around London. Meanwhile, everybody else is one or two different players, depending on how many people you actually have, because you always play with all of the different people on like all, red, yellow, blue, whatever. You always play with all of them, but if you only have 3 people, you have to like double up. But everybody is cooperatively trying to find Mr. X and going around London using subways, using taxis, and using actually there you can use subways, buses,
Buses.
and the waterways. You can also a little bit use the waterways. But yeah, so you don't know how Mr. X is traveling. Do you actually? It's been a while since I played. I think
Yeah,
you
no,
do know how he's traveling, but he has a
you
couple of cards that let him sneak past, and
yeah,
you don't know what he's doing, right?
yep.
And so it makes it hard, but every like maybe fourth or fifth turn he has to reveal where he is, so everyone's like, oh my god, that's where he was for the whole time, we got to get over there, and then he goes away again. And so basically he tries to evade you the entire game. There's a set amount of turns, and then if you capture him, if anybody lands on the same space as him, then the game is over. The detectives win. Otherwise, if he evades you the whole time, he wins. So it's really fun. It's if you're Mr. X, I always feel like Mr. X, so many people want to be him, but at the same time, you don't get to like talk to anybody. You have to be quiet. You don't get to like have conversations. Everyone else over here, like, oh, I think he's over there. I think he's over there. Like having this whole like thing going, and they're just sitting there. Like, I don't know. I'm not usually Mr. X. I just leave that to somebody else, and it looks stressful too. So, yeah.
Sean, your oldest told me that at one point when you guys were playing this game that they had you all on one side of the map and they were sitting on the other side laughing at you because you were not even anywhere close to them.
Yep. Yep. I remember that. Yeah, when I got this I got this game because I knew my kids would love it, and they did. We had a lot of fun playing this when they were younger, and I remember I would play Mr. X to start just because they get the hang of the game, and they would be like trying to discuss the strategy, and finally they were like, wait, why are we discussing this? Were you here? Go in the other room. And so
Right.
they would make me go to the other room until they finished their strategy, and they'd be like, okay, you can come back, and
Okay.
then they do the moves and everything.
Good point, because like Mr.
Yep.
X can sit there and listen to everybody else and what they're saying, and then
Yep.
base their strategy on that. So
Yep. And
So
eventually once they caught on, then they wanted to play Mr. X, and so
yeah.
so we had a lot of fun playing this in my family.
I'm wondering if there's a game called Fury of Dracula, and they're actually just made a 4th edition now. And in the
Kind of
rules,
similar
again,
idea.
yeah, it's very similar where Dracula's trying to hide and everything else. But in the rule book, it says that Dracula can listen to everyone what they're saying because Dracula has ears and spies everywhere. So I'm wondering
I wonder.
I wonder if
Do you
Mr.
want me
X
to
is.
take out the instructions and read them real quick while we're on?
we're gonna go through the end, then all of a sudden she's gonna. I found the rule.
I found it.
Right at the end of the. Right at
What
the
are we
end.
talking about? I found it.
But yeah, so But yeah, so I remember. I wonder if that's the same thing with
Maybe.
this, because that would make sense. Because Mr. X,
Yeah.
he's gonna have ears everywhere. But I don't know.
Right. He's a spy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so who puts it out now? Ravensburger, right?
I think so. Actually, when I was looking at this exact box, which says Milton Bradley all over it,
Yeah.
but if you look at the really fine print on the back, it says Ravensburger on it. I
Really?
think it
They've been
was
around that long?
Ravensburger. Yeah, they've been around since before this game. I looked it up after. It was 1983, I think they put
Wow.
out the one in Europe. Yeah, I have it
Oh,
still up here. Milton Bradley is a US release of the classic 1983 cooperative board game. But like it said somewhere, yeah, I saw it before. It was Ravensburger. Yeah, published by Ravensburger in Europe in 1983.
Wow. I didn't know
Yeah,
Ravensburger was around that long.
I didn't either.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Shocked.
That's crazy.
Yeah, learned something new.
Learn something
yeah,
new.
interesting.
See,
All right. Well,
we're
talking about
teaching.
learning something new, we're gonna talk about. Well, actually, this is not really new. This is a little bit older here. You want to
Yeah,
talk about this
yeah.
one, Sean?
This one's been around for a little bit. Yeah, so Dead of Winter, which has been around for I don't know, some, kind of 20 early 2010s, I think, came out. It was designed by Isaac Vega and John Gilmore, and it was published by Plaid Hat Games, sorry.
Mm.
So this is a semi-cooperative game. So that means like everybody's working together towards a main goal, and for the most part, everybody either wins or loses, depending on the main goal. But everybody has a secret personal objective that they're also trying to achieve. And even if the main group wins, you need to win. You need to also achieve your personal objectives so you can also win. And to fit into our topic of this podcast, that secret objective might make you a traitor. So your goal
Mm.
might be to make sure everybody fails the main goal. This game goes up to 5 players, and I definitely feel that if you have a traitor in your midst, having a full 5 player game makes it easier for the traitor to stay hidden. So the game takes place in kind of post-apocalyptic worlds, overrun with zombies. It's middle of winter, so everybody's cold. So you're trying to, as a colony, you're trying to find food, you're trying to stay warm, and you're trying to avoid getting eaten by zombies. Uh, like I said, there's a main objective which everyone has to complete, and there's a variety of different goals. And there's like short, medium, long games depending on how what you want to do. And and the personal objective that everybody gets. One thing I love about this game is that all the personal objectives make you look super suspicious, even though you may be legitimately trying to help the colony survive. Uh, you may be going around to different places just because you're like, I'm trying to get my goal, and everybody's looking at you like, nah, I don't know, this really the stuff that you're doing is really weird, I just don't understand it.
Suspicious.
um, so at the start of each round there's a crisis, and everybody has to donate resources to kind of to the crisis, otherwise bad things happen, and you donate those cards anonymously. So this is an area where a trader, if somebody is a trader, they might donate the wrong resource, hurting it. um, you start when you play. You have 2 characters, and you move them around the colony or surrounding buildings. You're searching for resources. You're performing tasks to help out the colony. Any resources that you find are hidden from other players, so you can kind of play dumb and claim you didn't find the food the colony desperately needs to survive. Darn it! I keep finding fuel to keep myself warm, but I can't find the medicine that we need to keep Barbara alive. I I like that the game is designed so that you can kind of do whatever you want on your turn. It's not like there's other cooperative games where it's kind of an obvious like okay, I need to do this to to help us get our do I need to do this. But in this, like, you can just go out to these like surrounding buildings, just be like hey, we need food. I'm just looking for food, just out in the library. Just no, nothing suspicious going on here. And then my definitely my favorite thing in the game is that it's got this thing called the crossroads cards. So at the start of every player's turn, the player to the left will draw a crossroads card and silently read the condition. And then they look to see if the condition has been met. Maybe it requires a certain character to be in play. Maybe it triggers if the active player goes to a specific location, or maybe it triggers if like a completely different player at the table does something. And then once that trigger happens, they say stop and read the card. Often the player has to make a choice, and it adds some kind of added flavor. It makes the game a lot of fun. Uh, we've had we had a lot of fun playing this game. I think one of Sean, I think I know like one of our favorite things. One of the characters you can play is Sparky, who's a golden retriever. And he's a stun dog, and that was definitely one of our favorite characters to play. And then so somehow Sparky would get equipped with a shotgun, and we try to try to figure out so how does he have it in his collar? How exactly is he using it to shoot the zombies? Yeah, so we had a lot of fun with this game. I love it, and I love getting to the table. My wife loves this game. So
So I just
yeah.
want to say that y'all call me out about the resistance being the spy, but we played this a couple times, and someone in this chat here was the betrayer twice in a row and screwed us over twice. Mr. Sean there, Dr. Jones. But yeah, I remember we played it, and we played it like 2 weeks in a row at our game night,
Mhm.
and you got the same exact betrayer card too. It was the greedy one. It was
Yeah,
the
you're greedy. So
Wow.
yeah,
you're like hoarding resources. Like
yeah,
you basically want to end the game with like this absolute fistful of cards, which again makes you look really suspicious when
Yeah.
everybody's saying we need medicine for this crisis, and you're like I swear
Mhm.
the 20 cards in my hand, I swear I don't have any medicine.
yeah,
Everybody's like, yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah. No, he did it twice, and not. And you would think like again, like the resistance again. You could say yeah, what's the odds? He was doing it. He had a fist full of cards, not just like 5 or 6. No, I think it was like 40 card. No, I'm just exaggerating, but like he had at least 10 cards in his hand, and we were like, "Are you sure you're not, the traitor?" No, I'm not. It's not me. Don't worry about me. I have this other objective. I need to have like two of everything or whatever or something. Whatever. And it was like, nope. He had like whatever it was, and he had like all of it, and it was just like, oh my god, twice in a
Wow.
row, 2 games in a row, and it wasn't like we put that in. It was when we chose the traitor roles or whatever it was. The first one, he was the one that we fanned them all out, and he took it and put it in, so we didn't know what it was. And then the second time, it was someone else that did the same thing. We fanned them all out and put it in. And Sean just happened to get stuck with both of them and screwed us
Yep.
over and won the game.
My goodness.
So yeah, and then Sparky the Wonder Dog.
I love Sparky the Wonder Dog.
All right, we're gonna go to Mandy's final one she wants to talk about.
Yes,
And
it's called Saboteur.
yeah,
This is more along the lines of what you guys have been talking about. I like this one. This is simpler though. So it's called Saboteur. It is designed by Frederick Moyerson, and the publisher is Amigo. So this game, much like the others, you have one or two people, depending on how many players you have, that have to be the saboteurs. They are sabotaging the mine digging goals of all of these gnomes. So there's a bunch of gnomes trying to get to these different through these tunnels, dig tunnels to these three different um I think they're like treasure chests or something. I can't remember exactly. But you want to get to them to find out what's in them. And there's at some points during the game people can peek at them and see what's in them, and you can tell everybody, oh, that's definitely treasure, we should go there. But if you're the saboteur, you don't want to tell them. You're like, oh no, that's not treasure, that's just rocks, let's not go there. So everyone goes
Mm.
towards something else. You can also, if you're the saboteur, you can try to like get cards that bring your tunnel in the wrong direction. You're like, oh, it's the only thing I had nothing else I could possibly do, when in reality you have other. But the thing I like about this, in much the same way as Blood on the Clock Tower and the other one at the very beginning, I think
the
Resistance, you
resistance.
said
Resistance.
you don't get out, you play the whole time. So even if everyone discovers, oh, you're definitely the saboteur, you just keep playing and you're like, yeah, it's me, I'm still doing it. Like you just now you don't hide it, I guess. I don't know, you just keep going. So it's I like it. It's simple, it's quick, easy. It's definitely on Board Game Arena. So I actually learned this on Board Game Arena during the pandemic, and it was really good. It was fun. We played with my cousins a lot.
When we did
So
go ahead, Sean.
I was just saying I had never heard of this game before. I never not knowing I've never played. I've actually never heard of it.
I
Good
have
one.
the second one, and I don't even remember how I got it. I have it. It's sitting right there on my shelf. I don't know how I got it, but I have it. And I was like, I don't know what this game is, whatever. So when we were prepping for the show, and you said, "Oh, Saboteur was one of your games," I watched the video and I was like, "Why
Yeah, that
haven't I
game.
played this? Like, this is totally my type of game where I can screw someone over. Oh, heck
Yeah.
yeah!"
And it's
Like,
so easy, it's so fast. You play
yeah,
3 rounds or something, it
yeah.
takes, like, maybe 20 minutes.
And the
It's really
saboteur
quick.
changes each game. So like
Yes.
it's
Yep.
not like, I'm the saboteur, so that now the next
Mhm.
round's like, oh crap, we gotta watch out for Sean. No, the saboteur changes each round. So
Mhm.
it's a really cool
Oh,
thing.
interesting.
It
Yeah,
is,
so
yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, so I watched that video and I was like, why haven't I gotten this game to the table before?
I don't
Like,
know, and I wonder what Saboteur 2 is like and what they felt like they needed to
I
change,
don't know.
you know?
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
The first one was
Maybe
good,
there's
so I don't know.
maybe there's
No
two
complaints?
saboteurs.
Maybe.
Ooh, well, in this one you could have 2 depending I think if you play with the max number of people, maybe that's like 5 or 6, you have 2. You could have 2.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm,
Oh, all right. Well,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna try this because
it's good.
I'm intrigued now.
seeing as
Board Game
Ante
Arena.
board game arena,
Yeah.
let's try to get together and play this. We'll get together and play this.
We'll have to play Saboteur 2 then because I don't
Yes,
have this one.
I'll have to bring it over.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. All right, Sean, we're going to go to your final game you want to talk about, which is, oh, my favorite. Go ahead, Sean.
So this is Battlestar Galactica, which is designed by Corey Koniecka and published by Fantasy Flight Games. So if you loved the 2004 Battlestar Galactica remake and you love intense, semi-cooperative board games with a trader, then you're going to have to spend a lot of money to buy this game off eBay because it's no longer in print. It has
Such
been
a
out of print
niche
for a long
market.
time.
Such a niche market. If you like those 2 very specific things, this game is for you.
But you got to spend a lot of money
Uh,
to get it.
yep,
And play it
yep.
isn't a long I've heard of this game. It's a very long game.
It is. It's yeah. I mean, games
Yeah.
easily took like 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's so I would say you don't have to be you don't actually have to be familiar with the show to play the game. Like I bought it because I love Battlestar Galactica, and I was like there's a board game based off of it. This is great. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Um, like so you don't have to actually be familiar with the show. Everybody plays a character from the show, and at the beginning of the game, you get a secret loyalty card that tells you if you're a human or a Cylon. And the Cylons are like kind of like the robots from the show. And in the show, like they start disguising, they kind of disguise as humans. And a big part of the show is trying to figure out like who's really human and who's really Cylon. And there's you know, some people right from the beginning, they're Cylons. There's others that you find out later. So that's a big thing that the show went on, like who's real and who's not. Um, so then as you play the game, everybody, at each round you have a crisis that you have to solve, and you're fighting off Cylon ships, and you're trying to get the fleet safely to Kobol. There's things you have to do to get the fleet ready to make a jump so they can get closer to Kobol, which is the goal for the humans to win. And the Cylons are secretly trying to sabotage those efforts. So there's lots of things you can do. There's If you're a pilot, you can fly off to battle the ships. Maybe you're like an officer, and so you're doing things on the ship to prepare. One person there every game there's going to be one person who's going to be the admiral, and there's going to be one person who's a president. Could be possibly be the same person. They all get special abilities, and those roles can change or be taken by the others. If people, everybody suspects that the admiral might be a Cylon, then you can kind of have something just kind of vote, and there's a way to like take the admiralty away from that player. Um, One of my favorite parts of the game is that when the fleet makes a jump to the next location, it's the admiral who will draw 2 cards to see where they jump to. And so the admiral will look at the cards and will choose one and reveal it and discard the other one without revealing. So nobody gets to look at the other one. And so the admiral may like kind of look apologetically and say, "I'm so sorry, both cards are terrible. We're going to this place." And then everybody has to say, "Were the cards both terrible, or
Mm.
is the admiral a Cylon and didn't let us go to the good place?"
Mm.
Uh, so in the beginning of the game, it is possible that everybody might be human. There's more human. Typically more human cards than there are players in the beginning. But halfway through the game, there's like this sleeper agent phase, and that's when now you're definitely gonna get at least one Cylon, because somebody who thought they were human might suddenly realize, like they suddenly wake up and they're like, "Oh no, I'm a Cylon all along." Um, I have played this game several times. So far, the Cylons have won every single game. I've not been able to get the humans have not been able to win. I did I looked up some tips and tricks to how to win as humans because I was just curious. And so I didn't, before games started, I started giving that advice out to be like, okay, oh, here's some things that we might want to try to do so the humans can win. I made sure to give that advice before I hand out the loyalty cards so that people weren't like, sure,
Yeah,
sure, we'll try
right.
this out. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun playing it. Like you said, Manny, the games are long. They take a long time. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun playing them. There were like 3 different expansions came out, and they added so much great content. There's so many great things they added to the game. We haven't even gotten to all the expansions. We also haven't technically played it in a while, but um,
At
yeah,
some
great
point,
game.
do you have
Sean
to
loves it.
like at some point do you have to like try to figure out who the Cylons are if you're human or no?
So generally, the Cylons have a tendency to reveal themselves.
Okay.
And one of the things that may make it a little overpowered with Cylons is that at some point the Cylon can either if they either get found out or maybe they just voluntarily just reveal, they can then travel to kind of they get reborn on the Cylon mothership, and then they have
Mhm.
actions they can do to just blatantly sabotage the humans, which in some cases are actually really powerful things.
Mm.
Um,
And you can
so
if you find out who they are before, or if you think someone is, you can put them in the brig. So if they
yeah,
think
right.
that
You can put them
someone
in
is, you
jail.
can throw them in the brig, and then they can't do
Oh,
anything.
what if
Yep.
they're
Um,
not though? What if they're not a
then
Cylon, you
you're
just in
upset.
there?
Well,
Then you're upset.
then you're trying to convince everybody
Yep.
you got the wrong person.
Yep.
I'm
Oh.
not a toaster, as they
The
they called them in the
the
show.
one thing I think is hilarious about this is that we talk about me being the spies and everything else, and there was one of the games we started off, and I was a human, and I was like, yes, and I was working really hard because I'm like, all right, we're gonna get there, we're gonna do what we need to, and then what? Halfway through the game, we give out the other loyalty cards, and it says I'm a Cylon. I'm like, all that hard work, now I have to screw it all up. Like this is ridiculous. Which
I'm,
I'm not opposed to, but I would have wished I would known that earlier, so I didn't try so hard. So. Uh,
I I remember one game where our friend Jeff, he was the admiral,
yes.
and at one point he was like, "I'm going to launch a nuke into this sector," and we're like, "Why? There's no silence there, and it's only our ships that are there." Oh, you're a
You're a
And
Cylon.
Cylon.
Sean was raging. I think
Dig it.
I think at that point, if table flipping could have been done, I think Sean would have done it at that point.
Mm.
He was I mean, we were all mad, I mean, at that point, because
Yeah.
we were all like,
He,
oh, we're really close to winning. We're gonna do this. And all of a sudden,
yeah.
Jeff's like, nope. And then oh man, I just remember I was like,
Yeah. He did a very good job
yeah,
tricking us.
yeah, it
Mm.
was it was really good.
Um, So I will say Final Fantasy or Final Fantasy Fantasy Flight. They have put out a new game that has very similar mechanics, kind of a similar idea. I think it's a Lovecraftian theme. I haven't played it. I don't know much about it, but if
Mm.
if you like if you like the game itself, you can still get something that's similar to it, but just not Battlestar Galactica themed.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've made jokes that this game and all the expansions. I mean, You can sell everything for like $1,000 on eBay, and
Yep.
I've
Wow.
talked about maybe doing it, but neither Sean nor my wife will let me because they
Nope.
both like the game.
Nope.
Yeah.
If you sell this game, Zaya is coming to live at your house. I am
Oh,
telling you.
great.
And again, I will keep buying even though like the Zaya game is like $400, I will keep buying it and putting it at your house just to annoy you.
we,
Or either that I'll just
I,
start breaking up pieces and putting them in your house.
I mean, we had the fireplace going really nicely today
Oh,
to
there you
keep
go.
us warm.
Some
So I think,
extra
yeah, a little bit
extra fuel
extra.
for the fire.
Yeah.
All right, we're starting to run out of time here, so we're going to jump into my last one, which is Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. I love this game. This game is put out by Toby Ho, Gray Fox Games, Aiello, and like so many more other companies put this out. This won the Dice Tower Seal of Excellence as well. This is such a fun game. Think along the lines of Blood on the Clock Tower and things like that, where you have one person that kind of runs the game. They are the forensic scientist. The one thing they cannot do is talk. They have very minimal things they can say. So when it's time to everyone close their eyes, they do the close their eyes, open their eyes, stuff like that. Their job is to, without talking, get you to figure out who at the table is the murderer and what did they use to commit the crime. So there's a clue in the murder weapon. So the way it works is that in front of every person there are a set of cards, and I think it's 5 each. There's a bunch, there are 5 clues and 5 weapons. And when the game starts, the forensic scientist has everyone close their eyes, has um, the murderer um, open their eyes, point to two cards, one on each line, so one on the top, one on the bottom, and then point to them. The forensic scientist knows which ones they are, has them close their eyes, and then everyone opens their eyes. Then the forensic scientist has these little cards, and on there it says like time of day, weather, stuff like that. So again, some of them are helpful, some of them are not so helpful. Excuse me, I apologize. And the way it works, they put these little bullets on each of the cards to figure out which one is, which cards, you can choose out of this little selection could be the murder weapon or the clue. And that happens a lot and then what happens is that everyone starts fighting and that happens a lot because everyone's like, well, this could mean this clue and this could mean this clue. And the murderer is sitting there going, well, no, it's not these. It could be that one. And starts pointing the blame at everyone else. And then after a certain amount of time, the forensic scientist tells everyone, okay, now is the time. So you're a detective and you're now going to turn your detective badge to say, I think it was Mandy and I think it was these two cards. Mandy might be the murderer, but the two cards that were chosen were the wrong ones. Sorry, detective, you failed. So the detective can still play. They're still playing. They're still pitching their ideas, pitching their stuff to figure out who did it. They can still say, I think it's Mandy, but I think I just had the wrong cards. And Mandy could be like, no, it's not me. It could be this, whatever. So again, there's a lot of fighting, a lot of like accusations of trying to do it. And then there's 3 rounds. So again, each round that the forensic scientist gets out another couple cards, puts the bullets on there, or next one card, sorry, puts the bullets on there. And then again, everyone starts arguing at the table again. And who's the murderer? What weapon did they use? What was the clue? Stuff like that. And then the third round, and then everyone makes a guess. And then if anybody's right, game ends. If anybody's wrong, murderer wins and walks away. See you later, bye. I fooled all the detectives. This is such a fun game. I don't get to play it a lot. I would love to play it more. It's literally sitting, I don't know, right in this area. It's like right in this area. Oh, right here, actually. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there.
Kind of.
Because I was looking for it earlier. I'm like, I'm going to talk about the game. I wonder where I have it. Right behind me.
Right there.
It's such a fun game. The best part about this is when people start arguing. Little true story. My daughter Emily and Sean would go teeth and bone, knuckle to fist, you name it. And they would go at it at this game. My daughter loves this game. And it's so funny because again, like what would happen is that she would blame Sean. Sean would blame her. Neither one of them are the murderer, but they're just going at each other for no reason. I don't know what.
She was always convinced that was murder, and
Yep.
she actually. I remember there was one time that she was correct, and I was murder, and like I actually managed. I did actually get away with it. I won that particular game because I think
I
they just
do
couldn't
remember
figure out the.
She kept
But yeah,
pointing
she
at you,
was
and you're
always.
like, nope, not me.
Yep, she's always convinced that I was murder every single time.
Yeah, it was. It's such a fun game. Like I said, and it plays. You can play it in like a half an hour. You can play a couple of games in like a half an hour, 45 minutes tops. I mean, each game is about 45-minute tops. We played it a bunch of stuff, and it was really so much fun. And then they added an expansion, so now there's like a witness, so the witness can figure out. And there's also now the murderer has a scapegoat, so they could take the blame. And if everyone picks that person, then at that point the murderer gets away. So it's a really fun game. It's really well done. I am it's one that I wish I could get out again. Like again, these are more like party games, which will probably come up again at a party game episode that's coming up soon. But yeah, this is totally one that needs to get to the table more. It's such a fun game.
I like the idea that there's someone that can't talk.
Yep.
Other than the simple, right?
Yep.
They can say like close your
Yep.
eyes, open your eyes. But excuse me, but I love the idea that there's like this thing that they just can't do, but they have to try to get you to do something. It's very interesting twist on things.
Yeah, and they can't do
and it's
that thing.
hard.
Yeah, but they can't do that thing where they can't say, think about whatever as they place the bullet, or this could mean something else as they place the bullet. They can't say anything, so they can't help in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just I remember as playing this game because you're watching, you're playing as a detective, and the forensic evidence guy person they're not giving you any good helpful advice at all, and you're thinking to yourself like, I could do a much better job than Sean at this, and then you get the role and you're like, oh, this is really hard. I don't, because you're limited by like what cards that
Yeah.
you draw and everything
Yep.
like that, and it's like oh no, this is actually really hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very curious to play this. I actually really want to play this.
Maybe a Sean Con.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do it.
That'll be it. All right.
Sounds awesome.
We're at our end now. I want to thank you all for tuning in. So
Wait.
what?
I
yeah.
put an extra slide on there. Sean knows about this. I put an extra slide on there. If you could just pull up the very
Slide?
last.
Wait, this
slide
one?
on there.
Hold on. What's this one?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
oh.
I was logging into Board Game Arena one day,
I have no clue what you're talking about.
and who do I see that's already on there but Sean, the
I
person who
Yes.
constantly
Sean,
complains
why are you using
about
my
Board Game
screen
Arena.
name? Like, why are you using my login?
Yeah, I think how's the phrase go? I think you doth protest too much over there, Mister. I don't like Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
I like to play all the games in person. Well,
I
look
mean,
who
if
got
we
caught.
if we got you to go on there, that'd be one thing. But you were just on there. I got on. I'm like, who is this already on
I
playing? Welcome to.
oh man.
You know.
Okay.
Busted.
Busted. Man, I was bored. Okay, I mean, like, none of y'all were around, you know, and I was just
We're on Board Game Arena actually.
well, apparently, I didn't see you guys when I logged in. Otherwise, I would have went silent. But anyways, all right. So I got to keep myself on hidden,
On
I guess,
mute.
from this point.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. You can find us now on Facebook and Spotify as well. We will be on Apple Podcasts very soon. So please keep an eye out for us and keep playing games. We'll catch you later.
Bye.